Well, hello there. Old Joe McDonald here. I'm the farmer in Walden, and want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in Walden. You might have heard that Mr. George Washington, our railroad owner, has suggested that maybe he might want to expand the railroad to different points from Walden, north and maybe south or west, all over maybe. Who knows how many lines he wants to open up? Three, four, five in every direction. He wants more train lines to come through Walden. And he's going to have to get the approval of us and see what we think about that. So just want to tell you that I've been living here all my life, and I like Walden. I'm thinking of myself as a traditional man. I like Walden the way it is. I raised my kids here. It's a good town, clean, prosperous. People seem to be doing pretty well around here. But I'm not so sure about what's going to happen if all these train lines open up in Walden. You know, when the train lines come, the factories are going to follow. You all know that, right? That's true. So that's the reason he's building them. He thinks that maybe if there'd be more factories in here, the town can prosper and grow and hire more citizens in his factories. And that sounds all good, and have better transportation and get to places a little faster. That all sounds fine. Now, you understand that we do have in Walden, we do have one train line. Granted, doesn't go very far, it just goes to Detroit, maybe about 10 miles away or so, but it's better than nothing. And a little worried about our town of Walden. He says that these factories, they're gonna hire our citizens, but I have to think, well, what kind of jobs are those factories? I mean, the citizens of this town, we're cloth makers and we're shoemakers. Some of us make hats, some of us make candles, some of us are printers, and some of us are tinsmiths. We have other jobs too. And he says that, if the factories come, more people will come. And if there's more people, then there's more business. And I understand that. But, there can be a price to pay for that too. So, for example, if you're a barber, what happens in the town, right? He says, well, there'll be more people, there'll be more business. But there's also another barber that's going to come into town. And maybe, just maybe, he or she will lower their prices, and some more people will go to that barber instead of you. It's competition. And if that barber lowers the price, well, you're going to have to lower your price too. And your amount of money you're going to make is going to go down and down and down. And to the point where maybe the other barber charges so little that you can't stay in business and you're out of a job. Maybe you're going to have to go work in a factory. And those factory jobs are tough. They work you long hours, sometimes 12 to 14 hours a day. Right now, you're set your own hours. You're your own boss. But if these factories come, who knows? Maybe you would end up working for another company, and then you have a boss that tells you when to show up at 6 in the morning, and you can leave at 8 o'clock at night. What kind of day is that for you? Right now, you own your business, right? You know your tools, you know your craft. Factory, you might end up working at unsafe factory machines, and they're big and they're dangerous. And some of you work outside right now. Well, you run out of business of some sort. You might end up in a factory, and if the factory does, all your work is inside for 12 to 14 hours. That's a hard life. And right now, it's a good living, right? You make a good living where you are. Maybe you're not wealthy. But, you have what you need, and our town is quiet and it's safe, and it's a beautiful town. We like it that way. Just want to say that, sometimes, these factories come, that your children right now might end up going to have to work at a factory. If you've been put out of business and you need the money, you're going to send your children to the factory, and they'll hire your child, maybe 7 or 8 cents a day for long hours of work. Is that what you want for your children? I don't want that for my children. My children are going to learn how to farm. They're going to be farmers. They're going to provide food for the people of Walden like we've always done, and we always will do. It worries me because sometimes the factories will come in and they'll say, well, we'll buy your property, old McDonald, and we'll give you a lot of money for it. And then you can go buy yourself a nice big house somewhere. And is that what you want? Don't you want that, Farmer McDonald? And I say, I don't think so. I like my little town. I like my little house. I don't need a great big house. Think about my neighbors too. And if I sell out my land and there's a factory built on my land, what are my neighbors going to think of that? The steam engines that work the factories, they produce a lot of smoke. And where does that smoke go? It goes in the air, we breathe the air, and it goes into the plants and the trees and the waterways. And so there's going to be a lot of smoke around if there's so many factories coming to Walden. And of course, with the trains, there's a lot of noise, right? The factories make noise, but the trains make a lot of noise too. They can be coming day in and day out. Trains don't rely on just working during the day. They can run at night as well. Could even keep you up at night. Maybe you won't get as much sleep. And so these factories, they want to buy your land, right? They'll give you a lot of money for it. Is it what you want? You know, I guess I have to ask you, at what cost? What's the cost of that? You leave Walden and leave it full of factories and smoke and noise and pollution and, you know, that kind of stuff. Is that what you want? I don't know if that's what I want. I worry about their children, too. These trains, they're dangerous, you know. They don't stop for anything. It takes a long time for a train to stop. They run day in, day out. I don't know. The thing I want to say is that in these factories, they have something, you know, they pay a wage, that's for sure, right? Every day you show up, you will get paid. Not a lot, but you will get paid. But, you know, you end up becoming sort of what might be considered a slave wage. And that means that, you know, you're at the mercy of the bosses. If they don't like your work, they can fire you. And then what are you going to do? You're going to be out of a job, and your family, you provide for your family right now. And if one day they decide to fire you, they can fire you. And now what do you know, you have nothing. You don't have the money coming in. You gonna go work at another factory? Maybe, maybe not. I just want to say that I like Walden the way it is. It's a traditional town. It's clean, it's pretty, it's quiet, it's friendly. I know everybody, and everybody knows me. And I just want to say there's nothing wrong with tradition. So, something for you to think about. You know, when Mr. George Washington proposes his plan to expand the railroad. All right, y'all have a good day now.